Good morning. Welcome to Aunty Yaa'S Book Corner. We're starting a little bit late, the things that can happen with technology. So we're on now. I welcome you again. I hope that you had a great week. So today's topic, it's an interesting one. But before we get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share two groups, and then we'll come back and start. I hope that you are taking good care of yourselves. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'll start sharing now, and interesting. The month of October is almost gone now, eh? How time flies. If you're coming on, welcome to Aunty Yaa'S Book Corner. We'll get started in a minute. I'm just sharing to groups right now. How are you all doing this fine, lovely fall morning? Okay, I just need to go share to a few other people. It's very quiet, ain't it? Okay, so the last thing that I need to do is I have to go and share to my friends on TikTok. So give me a second while I do that too. Okay. Starting again. So we'll be getting started shortly. Okay, so let's get going. Welcome to Aunty Yaa'S Book Corner. This page is based on my books that are on Amazon. So the first one is Reflections for My Thirsty Soul. We'll go through it at the end when I'm doing the promos. Okay, so let's reveal today's topic. Today's topic is authentic living. Authentic living. So when we say authentic living, what do we mean? Now give me a sec. I'll just do one more thing. When we talk about being authentic, just what is it? So basically, welcome to Aunty Yaa'S Book Corner. We're talking about authentic living today. When we say authentic living, it means that you live according to the values and beliefs that you hold most dear. Yeah, the personal goals that you pursue in life, they emerge from these. So living authentically means all of our actions are guided by truth. I say truth, okay? Mikrom for truth. I always make that statement that we have to expand our capacity to embrace the truth. Everyone is born authentic, but socialization causes us to conform. That's a quote by Robert Evans. I will come back to it later in the program. Also, fears and limiting beliefs can hinder living authentically. Fears and limiting beliefs, yes. We'll get into that also. Authenticity happens when you set the intention to be genuine. So there are some key words here: being genuine, being real, being original. You learn to accept your imperfections, though you would love to hide them. Don't we all love to hide it? I used to be somebody who was very quick-tempered. Let me get my tea. I worked on myself, so now I give people a long rope. Yes. So I was saying that you learn to accept your imperfections, though you would love to hide them. When you are not at that stage of being authentic, you tend to hide your flaws and you want to appear that you are perfect and you put on this, attitude. So, but that is not being real or genuine. And when you're authentic, you bring your whole self, you bring one's whole self to your work or relationships rather than putting on a fake face, facade, masks to please others. So authentic people are self-aware, they are honest and loving, and they follow their inner guidance. So let's talk about what it is to live inauthentically. So living inauthentically, it's a way of life where individuals act in ways that are not true to their genuine selves. So they are pretending, basically. That is very sad, though, because you know that you're putting on some airs, you're being something that you are not. And inside you, you know it's hurting you, but you choose to or continue to be that way. At the end of the day, it affects you emotionally, mentally, and everything in between. But we don't pay attention, sadly. So, one of the ways of living authentically, conformity. We conform, we adopt some behaviors, beliefs, lifestyles to fit in with societal expectations. If you come from the community that I come from, it's a big one. A lot of times when you hear people talking about their situations or issues on social media, they are so quick to point out that, oh, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a bad person because they are so afraid. I call it the school of public opinion. They are so afraid of what people will think or say about them. So conformity is a big one. We conform. A lot of people don't know who they are because they feel that they have to conform to external societal norms and pressures, and they don't dare to live otherwise. They are so afraid, so fearful. The other way that you live in authentically is through suppression of emotions. We hide our true feelings or our opinions to avoid conflict, or we seek to approval. So, haven't you run into people that you raise an issue and they go, okay, it's okay, I'm fine, it's fine, leave it, because they are so eager to please. They feel that when they disagree with somebody, people are not going to like them or they are going to offend the other person. They're always thinking of the other person instead of thinking of what feels right to them. The thing is, when you're always giving in constantly to people, how do you live with yourself? How do you feel after? Yeah. So, this is a disconnection of your internal state, like versus your outward expression. They become two different things. Yeah. And a lot of these things people know because you feel guilt, and so you are thinking about it. Some of these things that we are discussing here seems like, oh, it seems trite, but people get sick through that because they are not living authentically. They're always giving in, they are pressured, and then they feel, oh, why do I have to do everything? Oh, then they are complaining and complaining. It makes you sick physically, mentally, everything. Also, another way of living inauthentically is fear of judgment. So we make choices based on how, fear of how others might perceive our choices, rather than doing what feels right to us. Like, oh, I don't agree with this, but if I say so, maybe I won't have any friends. And so we carry on. Yeah, it's quite disturbing, right? I found a quote by Janine Ripper at JanineRipper.com. It says, authenticity is the courage to be yourself. I love that. Authenticity is the courage to be yourself. A lot of us do not have the courage to be ourselves because our lives are fueled or directed by external forces. We look for validation from outside sources, so we are not really being true, living our true lives. And that is very sad, very, very pathetic. Oh, good morning, Pastor P. How are you doing? I trust your week was good. Yeah. And then, so another quote is the authentic self is the soul made visible. I love that one too. The authentic self is the soul made visible by Sarah Ban Brethnack. I think I read one of her books long ago. In fact, I had a copy. It was a yellow book now. It's been years ago, so I've gotten older, so I don't even remember the title of the book, but it was good. So, like I said, authenticity is the courage to be yourself. You have to find out who you are. So I've discussed what authenticity is, and I'm talking about some of the ways we live inauthentically by conforming, oppression of our emotions, fear of judgment, and then the next one is living for others. Oh my goodness, that is a big one. Where I come from, we prioritize the needs and expectations of others, like friends, family, society, and it leads to lack of personal fulfillment. Let me give you a classic example. There's lots of people who've bought so much into the cultural expectations. Oh, you are outside, you are abroad, you are in the diaspora. So it means that you have to provide for everybody. And people are literally working themselves to the bone to put up big mansions for family members, to do things for family members. And they are here in the diaspora. They are living in probably even sometimes under poverty conditions because they are not taking good care of themselves. They are not eating well. And, sometimes even they may take their kids to go visit these mansions back home, and the kids are so shocked because, hey, how are we living the way we are when this is over here? So, priorities. And you have to come to a place where you decide that you have to take care of yourselves. I wish I had learned some of these lessons years ago before I retired, because every time, oh, money this, today that, bring this, do that. The people that you help, some of them even they turn around and turn on you, sadly. Yeah. So this external pressure, even, oh, I'm supposed to marry. I'm not married. So everybody expects me to be married. So the first person that comes along, boom, off you go with it. Meanwhile, you know, or even you may be in a situation where you say certain things are going on in your marriage that you don't like. Family members will tell you, oh, it's okay, stay, stay, stay. Because maybe that person that person you're in the relationship with is providing them something. So these are some of the things. We live for others. A lot of people in our communities live for others. We are not our real and true selves. Also, the next thing of living inauthentically is disconnection from your values. So you engage in activities that don't align with your core beliefs or passions. So it results in dissatisfaction or burnout. You are doing things that you know that it's not what you want to do, but you are succumbing. Yeah. And so I'm giving examples of living inauthentically. Pastor P says, "Oh, Auntie, yeah, you are just saying what I was discussing with my sister about the houses back home issues, the houses back home issues she's having. Why build back home to give you anxiety?" Exactly. You see, in life, you have to do what gives you peace of mind. You have to do what gives you peace of mind. If you don't have, just as an example, if you don't have trusted people that you can rely on to do things for you back home, then why put yourself through that stress? Because the system is so there's so much hardships. There's a lot of things going on just because of the dynamics over there, that people, it's become a dog eat dog world. So people, cheat with impunity, or they are not honest about resources you give them to do whatever it is that you want to do, the project, whatever you want to do over there. So examples of living inauthentically, like career choices. People take on careers for prestige, not because they are passionate about it or interested in it. When I was reading over my notes, I started laughing because in my time, we had secondary school. It wasn't JSS or this SS stuff, right? And so it comes to a time that you have to choose your subjects. My father was rather laid back. He believed in you do what works for you. And my mom was the opposite. So you are trying to choose your subjects and you feel somebody pressing a foot, do law, do this, do like, I don't know. It was so much pressure. Or let me tell the story about in 2015, my mom was visiting here. My youngest daughter had just finished high school, getting ready to go to uni. Excuse me. So one of the universities that she gained admission to was to do engineering. There was a boot camp, so I think she went for the boot camp for 1 or 2 days, and she decided it's not for her. At the time, a cousin was visiting. My mom's cousin's daughter was visiting. We were talking about this. Come and see my mom. Oh, why doesn't she do engineering? Oh, this. Oh, but I thought we'd also have an engineer in the family. Blah blah blah. She on and on she went. Why? Because my dad was an engineer. Yeah. If you've heard of a company called Associated Consultants, my father started that company and he walked away. That's the sad truth. Yeah, from it. So, so I had to tell my mother that, hey, you know what? It is her choice. We don't do that. As a parent, I can't force my kid to do what she doesn't like. So we had to leave it at that. There are lots of people who've gone into careers because of parents. Oh, my parents are doctors, they are lawyers, they are engineers, they are this, they are that. So they force their kids into those areas. And meanwhile, the kid is not interested. I heard a story of somebody who, yeah, they went through school, uni, and all that, but at the end of the day, they wanted to set up a bakery. That was their passion. And we, in our community, as Africans, as Ghanaians, because of the system, our system is not very open as it is here, that people can just make choices. There's different options available to people. Not everybody has to go the university route. So you have choices, right? And so you can be or do whatever you want to be, but there are people who are unhappy. I went to a very snooty secondary school, so I know what I'm talking about. But you have to be this, you have to be that. At the end of the day, how do you feel inside? That is the question that I always ask. Whatever is going on with you on this earth, check how you feel inside. It will tell you a story. So people are doing things they don't want to do, but they've been pressured to do them, and they don't know how to stand up for themselves and say, this is what I will do. I won't do that. I'll do this. Another example of living inauthentically is social media, you know, presenting a fake instead of sharing authentic experiences. You know, I'm not sure why I should dress up and come and pretend that I'm somebody that I'm not. Like, I believe in the concept of what you see is what you get. What you see me saying is what I'll be doing off camera. Yes, but a lot of us feel this need to portray this lifestyle. And sometimes you see videos on social media of people, it's a skit really, but taking pictures. Oh, look at my car, look at this. And then the owner comes along and says, please move away. I need to start my car. So, social media effect, the phony effect, the fake life, and it's very sad really. Or people come and post, oh, my marriage is this, oh, my friend is this, oh, I have this house, I've done this, I've done that. Meanwhile, it's all not true. Why don't you just share genuine experiences that will empower people, that will lift people up, and tell them that, hey, this person went through this, they are talking about it. I can take a nugget or two from it, apply it to my life, and keep moving. So I'm not sure, but this pretending, it's getting to be a bit much. Yes. The other example of living inauthentically is relationships, staying in relationships due to fear of loneliness or societal expectations. It's a big one, too. Let me address the fear of loneliness. You've heard me talk many times about the sounds of silence. I can sit home quietly. Like right now in my house, yeah, I'm here, it's quiet, I'm doing this, but people are sleeping. It's quiet. But I don't call it quiet because they will, what do you call it? They'll wake up and the noise will start. The example that I'm going to give was some years ago. So my pastor and his wife had come to visit. Mind you, they hadn't seen us in church. Excuse me, please. Sorry, I had a family member calling and I had to let them know that I'll call them after. So then they stopped by from, there's a family member close by. So when they went to visit them, they popped in here. They hadn't seen us in a few weeks. Yeah, that was a sign there. I was on my way out. So they come in here and I'm alone at home. It's a Sunday evening. Probably my husband was at work. The girls had gone out. And the pastor's wife says to me that, oh, so it's only you left in this big house. I started laughing. I laugh in my head because that was very strange to me. I find that very strange because I'm used to my own company and I love my own company. When there's nobody here, that's when I'm happiest. Listen, there's so much you can do with yourself. Even if I don't want to do anything in stuff in space, that's what I'll do, or I'll go sleep, or I'll tackle something I need to be doing. You need to learn to own yourself, to love yourself before you get into any relationship with anybody. So that if it's not working out, you don't feel the pressure that, oh, this is the person who breathes for me. Without them, I'm nothing. So I have to stay put. So fear of loneliness is a big thing. And it's very sad that we as a people, we don't like to take the time to work on ourselves. You know, when I was describing authenticity, I was talking about being aware of your imperfections, though you would love to hide them. Listen, you can tell me, oh, I like to do this, I like to do that, and I'll tell you, wow, you're good at that. I wish I could do that. I'm not good at this. And I've told my truth. But insecure people will use things you share against you. And when people do that, you have to understand that they are not there yet. Don't own it. Sometimes when we haven't got into a certain place and people do things to us, we take ownership of it. But as you journey along and you learn more and mature more about who you really are, you are able to differentiate and say that person is the one with the problem and not me. So it's important to get to that place in life. So Staying in relationships due to fear of loneliness or societal expectations. Yes. The thing is, everybody thinks women should be married. Yesterday, a uni mate and I, this lady, we took over the uni platform where we were being silly, talking back and forth about these types of things. Oh, marry, do this, do that. Listen, talking about social media and people feeling they have to come and share everything. I've been doing social media since whenever. I won't come and sit here and talk about my marriage. Yeah, because nobody's marriage is perfect. Mine isn't, but it's my private life. It's my business, right? So if you come and pretend that everything is all hunky dory, what are you hoping to accomplish, right? But then to like, so this thing about societal expectations, we have to pretend that all is well, all is great because it's expected of us. Oh, woe betide you if you say there's something wrong. Oh, maybe what are you doing wrong? Maybe you are not doing this for him. Is it always on the woman? Mm-hmm. So these are things that we have to think about. Like at some point, you have to decide to be your unapologetic self. Forget about societal norms. This is what works for me. My take on it is if I knew right now, if I knew back then the things that I know now, maybe the choices that I made would have been different. And I'll leave it there. Like we need to be more aware. You see, being authentic. If you're a young person and you happen to be listening to me, this is the time you take the time to figure yourself out. What are your values? What works for you? What doesn't? So that when another person comes, be it man or woman, like whoever you are, the person approaches you, they come into your life, and you have to have these discussions and say what will work for you, what won't work for you. If it's not lining up or adding up, keep walking, get stepping. But you see, we force ourselves because we've been groomed in our community that marriage is all there is for women. So we don't have these hard conversations. The person is getting angry, yelling at you, and you say, oh, they're just upset. It's okay. They do it 2 times, they do it 3 times, and you still go ahead with it. Figure out what's going to happen after. Yeah. Also, another example of living inauthentically is Another example of living authentically is engaging in hobbies or lifestyles that are popular or trendy, like you're following a trend, but you're not genuinely interested in it, right? You can say, oh, I'm going to go play, what's that new game? Is it pickleball or whatever it's called? Or oh, tennis. You don't really like tennis. I mean, there's two sides to this. As I'm saying, it's coming to me. There's two sides to it, right? Maybe you need to socialize and make connections, right? So you'll do that. But a lot of times we force ourselves into things that are not really working for us. I have to be here. Like, let's say there's this club, hoity toity ladies club, and they go for high tea and they do the holding the cup, whatever it is, and you don't really feel it, but then you force yourself to go there. You are living inauthentically. Yeah. There could be another way. Like, I mean, don't do things that don't align with what your soul wants. That's how I will phrase it. And when you're doing it, you feel the discomfort. When you're not being real and genuine, honest, truthful to yourself, you feel the discomfort. And for me, the way that I'll put it is that when you feel that discomfort, that is your trigger. That is your inner voice. It's telling you something, but we don't stop to we don't stop to think through it or work through it, and we keep moving, keep moving till sometimes it's too late. Yeah. So let's go on to how to live an authentic life. Okay. Authentic people are true to themselves, so it enables them to live fulfilling lives. Yeah. They develop deep, meaningful relationships. Well, this takes hard work. Okay. It's not easy. So a lot of the people that you see yelling and flapping around on social media, it tells you there's something going on. Okay. So the first step is that be honest. Like keep an what do you call it? Keep an open mind towards other people's opinions. yet feel comfortable expressing yours. There's people that when you are talking to them, immediately you start saying something contrary to what they are saying. It becomes a full blown argument. They take it so personally. It happens with us a lot. Oh, because you don't agree with me, then you hate me or you don't like me. No. Okay. It's like, let me put it this way, the concept of vulnerability is not something that we are so aware of in our community dynamic. You see, when you are vulnerable, it helps you feel that you are living your truth, and then you attract other genuine people. There's people that when you share your story with, they are not going to take it out there and go make something else of it. Hey, did you know this person? So you see them walking around looking all blah, blah, blah. Hey, so they have this problem. No, that's not how life works. I'm saying it again. When you are able to be vulnerable, you attract other genuine people. At this stage of my life, I don't deal with everybody. No, that time is over. We are not people pleasing. We know who we are. We are just focused. And you attract those people into your circles. Yeah. It's very important, like the concept of being honest with yourself as a person, because a lot of us have allowed ourselves to be taken over by people. Even in your marriage, you go and ask somebody, what should I do? Or this, that you consult other people before you even talk to your own spouse. Yeah. Also, secondly, listen to your intuition, your inner voice. Oh, that is so, so important. Yeah. Okay. Let your values lead you. Uh-huh. Rather than responding out of habit or what pleases people. Your intuition is so, so important. Sometimes you're even walking in an area and a voice will tell you, turn around. Sometimes you don't turn around, you go and encounter something. Or you might be driving, going. I used to say that when I lived in the west end of the city, if I was going to be late for work, I would be really late because there was no train and all that. But when I came to the north side, when I was working, there's so many ways to get downtown. I think I can count about 4 or 5 ways you can get downtown. So if I'm going out and something says to me, oh, don't go your usual route, go past that way. And then later on, you hear that maybe there was a situation, an accident or something where you would have gone. So that was your inner voice telling you, directing you. Or sometimes, if you're a believer, you'll say, the Holy Spirit spoke to me that don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. So listen to your intuition. Yeah. Also, develop self awareness. Develop self awareness. Reflect on how you react, the way you react, right? Um, the way we react is influenced by so many things, our upbringing, our home life, or even the work environment. All these influence how we behave. But be self-aware. What are your triggers? Like, you know that certain things make you angry or certain things, you come to that place that you are fully aware. So when that happens, like say where you're in a situation that I described earlier, somebody starts screaming, doing whatever, you standing there screaming, you know yourself, when you start it, it will be even worse than what the person is doing. Just you tell yourself, I need to walk away from this. But me Chrome 4 have this tendency that, oh, if somebody walks away from something, nature said they are weak. No, 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 no. They are the bigger person. They are choosing the higher road. So self-awareness, like you know yourself, I'll tolerate this, I won't tolerate that. I'll get into this situation. If you start talking about people, I'm gone. Or you come and tell me, oh, so and so said this. Oh, are you sure? I'm going to ask them and I'm going to tell them you said it. And then you see them backtracking. Hello, sis. How are you doing? And so, yeah, developing self awareness is also a big thing. And there's one thing too, like your adaptive self, right? It's how you adjust your behaviors in social settings. So, is it in touch or out of touch with your authentic self? Uh-huh. That's something you have to think about. Oops. Okay. And then also you need to practice self-reflection. Self-reflection. So, think about it. What are those times when you feel your best? Who were you with? Something happened, you were joyful, you know. Uh-huh. So take note of it. You can do journaling or even talking or thinking through that, and it will help you seek more authentic experiences. I'll give an example, right? Like Sister Ajuodo knows this. We were talking on one of our TikTok lives that when I was doing book coaching with her, we'd be talking and laughing about what we were doing or other things. We never spoke about anybody who could you obi hunko concern. No. Like that is like being self-aware, you don't do those kinds of things. So that's an authentic experience. You hang out with people that don't do certain things because your core value says that, honesty, integrity, respect, all that stuff. So you are not going to go backstab or talk about people or go and put yourself in some group and be saying things and doing no, respectfully, no. So self-reflection. At the beginning of the live, I said we are in what do you call it? October. We started October. Today is what? The 26th. So that too is going to be gone just this week. We're heading into November. This period here is a time of deep introspection, self-reflection, because the new year is coming. What have you accomplished this year? Were you able to do it all? If you are not able to, what are you going to do about it? Mind you, just even the awareness, the self-reflection, it's not to put pressure or make you feel guilty or anything. But when you are living an authentic life, these are some of the things that you do. Meanwhile, if you go and mention this to somebody, oh, Tria, media, what are you talking about? I'm going to work. I'm busy making money. I don't have time to sit down and reflect. Well, you keep working and working and working. One day, boom, you can't get up again. You'll exhaust yourself. But we need to work smarter, not giddy, giddy, giddy. You need to think through what you're doing on this earth. Yeah. Also, another way to practice or to live an authentic life is to work on your self-esteem. When your self-esteem is high, you have oh, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Oh, hey, that's Simply Maria. How are you? Nice to see you. So, when you are secure, right? Authenticity makes you less likely to seek external validation. Yeah, when I say I don't care what you think about me, I don't care what you say, I mean it. And people think, oh, don't you care? Well, if you're going to say the nasty things, you don't know me and you are making assumptions about me, should I sit down and be crying? I have to look at you and see where it's coming from. Who is talking? Yeah. If it's a sensible person who's going to add value, add meaning to my life, I'm going to listen to them. But I'm sorry if it's some bad person who just wants to insult people, I give it a pass. Let them stay there. Sometimes you need to be real. It's not everybody who's talking. What is the expression? So you don't pay attention to every barking dog. You don't pay attention to every barking. It's not every dog that, just leave them. Let them keep doing it. You see, when you are nurturing authenticity, through self-care and positive self-talk, that is so positive. You know, you need to know who you are, talk through things, and even when things are happening that are not in line with what you are about, how do you talk to yourself to regather yourself and regroup? Those are all skills that we need to learn. And then to learn to let go of negative feelings when others criticize you. I was just talking about that. There are people that they get so upset and so whatever. They feel people should always be saying good things about them. No, even people hated Jesus. They unalived him. And so who are you? Right? At any point in time, just focus on being a better person. Really, to live an authentic life, you need to prioritize what brings you peace. You need to prioritize what brings you peace. It's so important, because if you are engaged in circles of toxic people, yeah. So I have 2 videos that I did that will come out next week. One of them is only you can help yourself, and then the other is what is important to you right now. For me right now, to be my unapologetic self is to have peace of mind, to be happy, and to be joyful. If you're coming to disturb my peace, I have to let you go. It doesn't matter who you are. It does not matter. Listen, you have to get to the point where you are unapologetically you. You stand up for what you believe in. It's not to say you go around disrespecting people, but don't let people get away with disrespecting you. It's just not time. Life is very short. Don't allow people to devalue you or waste your time. No. So, and also you have to have tenacity and flexibility in this authentic journey that you're undertaking. And of course, you need to maintain silence. There's times, like I was saying, get the example that I gave. There's people who can't be with themselves. They can't be with their own company. They don't know how to do that. They always have to be in a crowd. But there's always noise going on. Silence brings clarity. If you sit quietly by yourself and you reflect on life, you'll be amazed the things that will come to you. So don't be afraid to be by yourself. A lot of people have made or taken decisions that have cost them because of who they chose to associate with, your associations. If your association is not going to help you live an authentic life, why be there? Why be there? And somebody may say, oh, well, maybe you can say that you are that age, but me, I'm young now and I need friends. Listen, if you get it right now, your journey will be easier than mine. I'll tell you that. That is the truth. It's if you are young and you get the memo, oh my goodness, can you imagine? I'll use Simply Maria as an example. She does some awesome things on TikTok, and she's a young lady. So when I see her, I say there's hope. I thank God, because a lot of the stuff that we are saying and talking about, there are people who listen. Yeah, there are people who listen. I get messages here and there from young people who say, oh, hey, this, oh, hey, that, And it's encouraging to know that there's people who listen. Like we always say, when you have a situation or a live, whatever it is, a program where there's drama going on, you see thousands of people, hundreds of people on there. But educative programs like this, they don't listen. But those who listen, they take something from it. So, the internet is the internet. It'll be here forever. As we go along, maybe 2 years from now, somebody will get the memo and be looking for things like this to listen to. So you never lose hope. You keep empowering and keep talking. Yeah. So at this point in time, what I'll do is I've shared all that I came to share today. So we talked about authentic living, what it is, living in authentically, and how to live an authentic life. You may have your own too. So if you do, please drop them in the comments and we can all share. I'm going to, there's some quotes that I had on, if I can see it. All right, let's see. I'm going to read some quotes on authenticity. No legacy is so rich as honesty. Yeah, by William Shakespeare in I think it's his book, All's Well That Ends Well. I'll take it again. No legacy is so rich as honesty. That's a good one. And then the next one is, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are, by E.E. Cummings. Remember at the beginning, I read this quote by Janine I found it on JanineRipper.com that says authenticity is the courage to be yourself. I love that. So be yourself, not the idea of what you think somebody else's idea of yourself should be. That is by Henry David Thoreau. Be yourself, not the idea of what you think somebody else's idea of yourself should be. The next one is the easiest thing to be in the world is you. The most difficult thing to be is what other people want you to be. Don't let them put you in that position. That's by Leo Buscaglia. Yeah, that gentleman. And the next one is the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are by Carl Jung. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. I'll focus on that for a bit. So, a lot of us are wandering souls, wandering around. We don't really know who we are. Every wind that comes along, it blows us every which way. We are cast adrift in the sea of life, following people. And then you'll grow up in your 50s, 60s, 70s and start regretting life. The time to find out who you truly are is now, wherever you are right now. If you've been living this phony life, fake life, or people-pleasing life, reacting to externals, sit down and talk to yourself and purpose to do better. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. Nobody is going to come and do life for you. At best, people will speak into your life, but the actions that you take are up to you. Listen, this week I had this experience. Somebody I know from church, she talked to me about, she's also doing a book, so she talked to me about it. She took me to go see this consultant that she knows. And so it was a good session, and I'm thinking, wow. And she even put me in touch. She shared information with me that I'm like, whoa. And so a lot of times, let me say this in Twi, me chrome for will sit there and say, na me de me bibi na me fa mema there be, let me keep it to myself. You see, it's not everything that you can share with people. I know that, granted that. But what this person did, then I tell myself, so me chrome for beka say abrofonye. That's what we'll say. We say, oh, abrofonye, every time criticizing abrofo. But what she did, I'm like, whoa. Who does that? There's still people like that. There's genuine people out there. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why I diverted to this story, but it's like being authentic, being true, living life, figuring yourself out. You meet people who come alongside you. Even there was something that I was supposed to pay attention to that I hadn't been paid attention to. And this session jogged my mind to go back to it. That's the story that I wanted to tell. At best, my friend from church has helped me. Okay, here's the direction. But the rest is up to me. She's not going to come and do that for me. I have to do it for me. So this is why the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Nobody is going to come and figure out who Adjo Odo is. Nobody is going to come and figure out and tell Pastor P who she is. They have to do it for themselves. They are doing it for themselves. Everybody needs to do it for themselves. We have to come away from thinking that we're just here in this life. Oh, I'm just here to work, blah, blah, blah. Being born, I eat, sleep, blah, 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 go to work. There's more. There's more. And when you find out, when you decide to live authentically, you find more joy and peace of mind. Your soul will thank you for doing that work. So, hey, I've said a lot. So, we will go and do promos and be done. If you came on, okay, if you came on late, you can go to the start and listen. And please share the live to share it so that other people can learn from it. So with that, I'm going to start doing promos and we'll see. Right. So this is Aunty Yaa'S book corner. On this platform, we do Facebook Lives. You see different videos, posts, and things based on my books that are on Amazon. So I'm in the wrong place. All right. So these are the books: Reflections for a Thirsty Soul, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, Refreshing for My Weary Soul, Own It, and My Unapologetic Self. The sixth one, I'm going to be getting author's copies shortly. It's a call to prayer, intimacy with God unleashed, the transformative power of prayer. So Reflections is an inspirational book. I take different passages from the Bible or weave stories around it. It's empowering. Get a copy on Amazon. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Women, we do everything, or we think that we are, what do you call it? Superwoman, workhorse. We have to do everything, yet we neglect to take care of ourselves. You are not only called on this earth for being a wife or a mother or a sister or a niece. You have a purpose. It's up to you to find out what that purpose is. This book will help you, gives you nuggets to reflect and think about. You can read it with your young girl child and have discussions with them. Yes. Refreshing for My Weary Soul is a devotional, so I take passages from the Bible and build stories around it, like Naaman and his bride, things like that. There's a session on practical nyamisem, how we worship God in Ghana. Like the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and yet we sit in church 7 days a week and think that manna is falling from heaven, things like that. Own It is a guide to being responsible, taking accountability for your own life journey. Yeah. So we sit around. We sit around and expect people to do things for us, things that we should be doing for ourselves, really. So it's important that you make that decision to own it by living authentically. Start that journey today. It's also important. All right, let's go to the next. So we have Authors Hub Y2A. It's Authors on a Mission. We are about inspiration and empowerment. So myself, Yafoda Tobra, and Sister Ajuodo, Mensa Satsu, and Sister Ya Boating Russell. We are the two Ys and she's the 1A. We have this hub on TikTok where we share nuggets and inspiration from our books. We do it every 2 weeks. Yeah. And it's based on our books. Sister Ajuodo's book is Unveiling My Life, a guide to breaking free and reclaiming control of my life. It's her journey of how she recovered from trauma. And so it's a powerful nuggets that will help people. She speaks a lot about these situations and issues on her lives as well. Sister Ya Boating Russell's book is Echoes of Ya BBR Chronicles, and it's an overview of self-discovery and building bonds. So we've been talking about living an authentic life. Self-discovery is part of that. Please get your copies on Amazon. And then there's Aunty Yaa'S Own It Academy. So Aunty Yaa'S Own It Academy helped Sister Ajuodo Mensah Sasu to get her book published, and provided proofreading and editing services to Sister Ya Boating Russell. I do ghostwriting as well. So a lot of times we don't take ourselves or our lives seriously. You've gone through something that can help somebody. It is up to you to become an advocate in that particular area to help people. Okay? Like if you've gone through trauma, like Sister Ajua has, here is a book These are some of the ways that we can learn. So see me, we will sit down, talk about what your needs are, and go from there. You can, if you've written your story yourself and you need help getting it published, certainly we'll discuss that. Or if you want me, to do the ghostwriting, we'll do that also. It's also important that we share our nuggets to empower and build people up. Because in life, we're not really here for just ourselves. You are here to fulfill destiny, and that includes serving others. So Aunty Yaa'S Onet Academy is here to serve and support you. Okay, and I'll go on to the next one. Let me put this banner back up. So I'm going to talk about Blue Bridges coaching. Pastor Patience Edwards was my coach. Pastor Patience will, she'll teach you, direct you on the path you should be taking. She will not do that work for you. No. As a human being, when we've been talking about living an authentic life. To live an authentic life, you must be willing to pay for services. Yes, you must be willing to pay. Oh, hello, Trace. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. You must be willing to pay for services. Yes. Don't sell yourself short and don't be cheap. All that money that you are sending to people to chop over there, spend some on yourself. So yes, I did my coaching. Pastor P will direct you. She's very forthright. She helps you to build yourself up and think of the endless possibilities that are ahead of you instead of living in stagnation and woe is me and pity party syndrome. So I recommend Blue Bridges coaching to you. I did a review on them online as well. Pastor P is a redox advocate. Like what does redox do? It maintains a healthy inflammatory response. It improves the health of the immune system. It helps support arterial elasticity and sustains cardiovascular health. It improves production of digestive enzymes and promotes gut health. It also controls hormone balance and supports wellness and vitality. So the name is Pastor Patience Edwards, Patience O. Edwards on Facebook. Contact her for your needs. As well, there's Women's Empowerment Hub with Pastor Patience Edwards. We meet on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 3 p.m. Eastern. Women's empowerment, we're all about empowering ourselves to build ourselves up, build our business up, grow, become, really. And it's not, like I said, nothing is free. You pay a fee and you join. It's in life, you can spend your money any which way you want. It's your money after all, so I can't tell you what to do. But the best investment that you can make in this life is to grow and become. And when you get there, it's such a powerful thing to behold. So you need to be about building you in this life. And then there's Sika Educates. Sika Educates is also a redox advocate, and she also does empowerment programs, different training, different videos on her platform. Please support her. And on TikTok, we have Simply Maria. She's the future inspirational leaders that I showed. She does lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I believe it's 8 p.m. Ghana time on different topics. I know she's done things on, I think she did something on breast cancer and also mental health awareness because October is the month for those. And then we have Monique with Candid Talks. She'll be coming on Fridays. I believe it's also, is it 7 p.m. or I believe it's also 8 p.m. London time, 8 p.m. BST. And She talks about different topics, trending issues. Very, very insightful. Sister Ajuodo Mensah Sasu also is on TikTok on Authors Hub, and also when she does lives with Osofo Samuel Okoso, and she also comes live on Sundays. I believe it's at 3 p.m. because she comes on when I have my women empowerment class here. So please patronize these platforms. There's also Ekura Limited. She does I forget the name, sorry, but it's on Wednesdays. It's a podcast like Chronicles that she also shares a lot of insightful knowledge. These are young ladies who are doing great, great things. Please patronize their platforms. And there's sageshare.com. Miss Sage has different products. She makes T-shirts with different maps of Ghana, maps of Africa, or even you can custom. You can have some custom made if there's a family reunion that you're having, and you need something done. You can contact her. She has different creams and accessories also for sale on her platform. Do well to patronize all these individuals. So today we've been talking about authentic living. The best thing that you can do for yourself as an individual is to be real, to be genuine. Listen, people can spot fakeness a mile off, you know? So you don't want to be living inauthentically. You want to be you, the real you. If when you've come to a place where you've accepted yourself, people can take it or leave it. Those who want to take it, they do take it. So I'll encourage you to start that journey. It does not mean you're going through life walking over people. No, it's just about you knowing who you are, what you stand for, what your core values are, what you'll accept and what you won't accept. Those are boundaries. It's so important to have boundaries in this life. So I urge you and I encourage you to be authentic in whatever you do. Thank you for joining me today on Aunty Yaa'S Book Corner. We'll be back in the next couple of weeks with another topic of interest. And do have a beautiful rest of the week as you embark on your authentic journey. Be real, keep it real, okay? Take care. I appreciate you all. Bye for now.